Hi, Chelsea. Mrs. Dolman back again. So this week is going to be a review week for what we've learned so far in Module 6. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help guide you through exit tickets, specifically lessons 1 through 4. And what it's going to do is kind of help prepare you, because tomorrow you are going to take the first half of the mid-mod. Now, I want you to click on my link for tomorrow too and kind of follow along as I highlight certain things and kind of guide you through the directions. I won't be giving you any answers, as I definitely want to see what you are capable of doing independently. But just so you know, that might be some helpful hints there for you. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so number 1, if you remember, going back, we need to fill in the blank to make the sentence true in both fraction and decimal form. Okay, so if I have letter A, I have 9/10 centimeters plus something equals 1. Well, if I have 9/10 and I need to make a whole, then I would need to add 1 more. So it would be 1/10. Now, as a decimal, I know that it's 9/10 because I had 9/10 here. So again, to make 0.9 equal 1.0, I would add 1/10, which would be 0.1. Okay, so I'm going to let you do B on your own, and you're going to follow the same thing. How many more tenths do you need to make a whole? Okay, for number 2, match each amount expressed in unit form to its fraction form and decimal form. Okay, so in the first column, you have it in expression form. The second column, you have it in fraction, and the third, you have in decimal. So the first one, I have 3/10. Well, I know 3/10 is 3/10. I know tenths is the first place value to the right of the decimal. So there it is. Okay, and again, I'm going to let you do the other two. Okay, I'm just going to kind of sample through each one. All right, let's move on to lesson 2. All right, so for lesson 2, this brings us back to drawing our number line. Okay, for the length given below, draw a line segment to match. Express the measurement as equivalent mixed number. So again, just like we practiced in the last lesson, we are putting the number in a decimal form, in a fraction form, and then on the line segment. Okay, so here is my line. If my number is 4.8, that means I'm pretty close to 5. So on my one end, I'm going to go ahead and write a 4. On my other end, I'm going to write a 5. Okay. Now, to kindly remind you, our intervals are 10. So if I have a 4 here and a 5 here is my whole numbers, then that means all these intervals are my tenths. 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, 10/10. Okay, so what I want you to do is plot it on the number line and then make this number into a fraction. Friendly reminder, the 4 is on the left side of the decimal. So make sure that that's the whole number, the big number on the fraction. All right, number 2, write the following in decimal form and as a mixed number, shade in the area model to match. Okay, so for number 2, I have 3 ones, so that's a 3, and 7/10, so that would be 3.7. Okay, if I need to do it in a fraction, 3/7. Okay, kind of gives you an idea if you're getting stuck up here, what that would look like. Okay, again, so since 3 is the left of the decimal, it's my whole number. It means I'm going to shade in 3 whole boxes. Okay, shade those in really quick. Now I have 7/10. So this is representing my 10th, and I would go ahead and shade in 7 of them. Okay, and again, I'm going to let you do B because that is really your practice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, I always forget to clear that and switch to mouse before I go. All right, so for lesson 3, this is with our place value discs, okay, and a little bit of the expanded form. Okay, so circle groups of tenths to make as many as possible. All right, so I have 0.1 and 0.1. So these are all working with the tenths, right? Okay, we'll count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if I have 10 tens, that means that this is going to be 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Well, I don't quite have enough to make a whole, so it's going to be 0.8. So altogether, I have, you guessed it, 18 tenths, or 1.8. How many more is needed to get my whole number 2? Go ahead and complete that. Okay. All right, number 2, complete the chart. So they're giving us some. We have to fill in the rest. Okay, so for this one, we have 12 and 9 tenths. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the expanded form for you. Now, keep in mind, we want to break this up. Okay, so we want to look at the whole number 12 and then the fraction 9 tenths. We want to work with our base 10, so your ones and tens. So what can I multiply for this one? Okay, using a 10 or 1. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 1 times 10 to get my 10. Now I have to get my 2 plus 1 times 2. Okay, so there's my 12. And now for the 9 tenths, I'm just going to multiply 9 times 1 over 10. Just going to give me 9 tenths. Okay. Then you're going to put this as a decimal. Okay. And then you're going to put it on the number line. But if you have 12 and 9 tenths, then you want to make sure that your numbers are around that. Okay. All right. For letter B, I'm going to go ahead and do your expanded form for you. You can do fraction or decimal. So this one I did fraction. This one I'm going to go ahead and do a decimal. All right, so I have 70.7. So the first thing I need to do is get that 70. So 7 times 10, okay, that will give me 70. And now I just need the 7 tenths. 7 times 0.1 equals 0.7. 70 plus 0.7 is 70.7. So I want you to go ahead and fill in the other boxes. Again, make sure you go ahead and put the dot on the number line as to where this fraction would go. Make sure you write as a decimal, this as a fraction. How many more to get to the next whole? Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and clear that and we'll move right along. So now we are on the exit ticket lesson number 4, and this is the last one of the day. Okay, so number 1, shade in the amount shown, then write the equivalent decimal. Okay, 6 tenths. 10 is representing how many are total. 6 is representing how many are shaded. You can do that. Good luck. Then I want you to write it as a decimal. So 6 tenths, go ahead and write that as a decimal. Okay, number 2, draw a number bond, pulling out the tenths from the hundredths, write the total as equivalent decimal. You do not have to write a number bond. If you want to, you can. We are not requiring it at this time. We are just looking for you to tell us 62 over 100, what that would be, okay, as a decimal. So if I have 62 over 100, then that means I would go ahead and it would be 0.62. And again, the 62, because it's over 100 and it's showing me that hundredths place. Okay, so go ahead and do B. All right, Chelsea, if you have any questions, again, always reach out to Mrs. Baki or myself. If you have any questions about these exit tickets, don't fret. Follow my video for Tuesday, and we will go ahead and follow these same questions that pretty much mimic these exit tickets, okay? And that is all for me today. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.